Hello everyone. Guys, welcome back to Formula for Speed. I'm your host, Chad. It's my lovely co-host right here, Babyface. Please say hello to everyone.
Hello!
Guys, we are here to talk about, to me, the fastest track in F1. Monza. Babyface.
A lot of straights at Monza.
Man, I mean, you could drive the cars flat out. Fastest track.
It's a track in Italy that's, let's face it, it's made for Ferrari because Ferrari's used to being fast on the straights, and that's not throwing a shot. That's just
a little shot.
Ferrari, it's just like Red Bull is built for the Red Bull ring is for the Red Bulls where you have a lot of corners because Red Bull tends to be really, really good on the corners.
Yeah.
So this is a track that is ideal for Ferrari in normal conditions, but you have a lot of straights.
Yeah, you got a lot of straights. This is made for normally Ferrari and the teams that use Ferrari setup, their engines,
right?
Haas and Alfa Romeo.
Yeah.
So normally they're good. On this track, guys. This is the track I believe Kimi broke the record in 2018. Was this your track or?
I thought so.
Or am I thinking about this wrong?
No, I thought so. I'll double check on that.
And going into this, I'm looking at all the practices and the qualifying. Mercedes, guys, was not set up to be the fastest on the straights on this track. They were set up for the middle sectors. Right? So, because they dominated the middle sectors, to me, I said, well, they should win. Right? Because the lockout, qualifying, again, normal Mercedes, what we're used to seeing this season. Hamilton, Bottas. Guys, what I want to talk about next, I can't. I mean, Babyface. Did you see my boys?
Sainz qualified third.
Yes, he did.
That was very impressive.
Wasn't it?
We're not going to get into this right now, but I bet you Sainz is wishing he was staying at McLaren.
Hey, man, we're getting Danny Rick. I'll take it. So Perez, 4th. Verstappen, 5th.
Yep.
And I honestly thought, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I thought Red Bull would be running better than that. Yeah, I thought they were going to get... I'm surprised McLaren beat them.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised. I don't know what happened with Red Bull. I really felt like it was going to be a, Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, or Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, what we've been seeing. So I wasn't sure why he ended up on 5th.
Yeah. Then I thought about... Okay, I'm going to get to my thought in a second on something else. But let me get on the list. Norris is 6th. I'm so pumped about... I'm like, man, we're in there. McLaren is... We got a shot. I felt like we had a shot.
Yeah.
Danny Rick, 7th. Yeah. Stroll is 8th. Albon is 9th. And that's what I want to talk about.
But you know what? Considering that Verstappen was 5th, when I saw Albon in 9, I was like, all right, that's only off by 4 places.
It's a lot, though, Babyface.
I realized that, but
and it's hard to pass on this circuit.
But I wasn't too heartbroken about that because in the past, I'd seen Verstappen 2, 3, and then Albon way at the bottom. So I'm like, okay, the gap is closing. I'm still hopeful. The gap is closing.
It's optimistic of you, Babyface. I like that. I like that optimism, Babyface. Kvyat. No, I'm sorry, not Kvyat. Number 10, Gasly. Now, Gasly has been racing very well this year, guys.
This has been Gasly's year.
Man. Guys, let me know in the comments, without the pressure of the main Red Bull team, without the pressure of, that main team, it seems like he's doing so much better. He's just able to relax and drive. With Red Bull, he overthought. We've talked about that before. Kvyat is 11th. Ocon is 12th. Leclerc's 13th. Ferrari, Babyface. Leclerc. What in the... Guys, this...
I'm not talking about them.
Yes.
Raikkonen is 14.
Go ahead and take it away.
Magnussen, 15.
I'm stuck on Ferrari.
Grosjean, 16.
Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. Let it out.
Vettel is 17. Giovinazzi 18, Russell 19, Latifi 20. This was also Clarence, Frank Williams' last race.
Yeah, this was tough, guys.
The reins to the investment company, which you and I talked about it in a video, and we both were hopeful. And it really did sound like it wasn't that the new company said you have to go. It was Claire and family's decision to say, it's going to just, and I understand, it's going to feel weird to not be the boss anymore. we don't own it anymore. You're now on staff for someone else.
And this is because of COVID.
And because of, primarily. I think as all in all, it would have just been very difficult. I think they would have been able to hold out a little bit longer, but it was just very difficult because, like, you know, Mercedes just released that they spent $333 million. And mind you, I think the numbers also suggested that on all the revenue that they've made back, net, they had only spent about £16 million.
Yeah, which is good because all the revenue,
which means
sponsorship,
sponsorship, and you know, all the other money influx.
Right.
So if a team like that spent that much, not to say that Williams would spend that much, but how is Williams going to offset everything that they're spending?
Sponsors, yeah.
So as a family-owned team,
right,
it would have just been really hard for them to keep up. So it was very sad to see them, because it was the end of an era. It's an entire end of a generation, and an era in Formula One.
I'm gonna tell you, guys, my energy. I know I'm normally more energetic, but that was my second team behind McLaren.
Yeah.
And now Williams is not on as we know it. They're gonna keep the name, but it's not.
Well, hopefully,
it's not Frank and Claire. It's just,
this is not the last we see of Claire and Sir Frank. Hopefully, maybe they take a couple of months away from the track, and hopefully they come back just to visit and say hi. I hope that that's not the last we see of them. Not that they would work again for the company, but just stop by, just wave to see the team again.
Right, see
start
everybody
doing very well and enjoy the success. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Me too. I'm gonna tell you, you know, at the start of the race, I was thinking about that, but I was so happy about my McLaren dudes, and I felt conflicted. I did, because I'm like, this is clear. This is Sir Frank's last. I'm not used to seeing a grid without them.
Yeah.
So, you know, with that being said, guys, I'm thinking in my head, the Mercedes, if they get away on the first, if they have a good start.
Oh, I thought going in that Hamilton was winning this. When I saw him at the front, I'm like, he tends to have really good starts. He's going to fly. If he gets away clean, he's going to be gone. I'm just going to pay attention to the middle. I was planning on watching Sainz because he was starting third. And I was planning on watching Verstappen to see if he was going to be able to drive his way through that.
That's true. Guys, I was watching 3 through 12. I was going to stop at 13 with Leclerc, because if you look, Leclerc, Raikkonen, Magnussen, Grosjean, and Vettel, I mean, all these guys outside of the Williams, and I wanted to see the Williams do well, but all those other cars are all Ferrari cars.
Yeah.
They've not done well. So I was like, no, I'm okay. But the 3 through 12, I said, man, this should be some good stuff. So started the race going like planned, as I thought it would. I said, McLaren's running.
Well, actually, I was a bit shocked at the beginning of the race because Bottas had a disastrous start.
Yeah.
I mean, his start was so bad. I was like, oh no. And it was just like, there he went.
He had a bad start. Then my McLaren boys, Sainz moves up in the second. I said, oh. And I think with that bad start, he touched the car, and he had a little bit of damage. Now, that was his fault. He had a bad start. It was his fault.
You know who else had a really bad start, even though he started from 9th?
Albon. He got a penalty.
Yeah, he sure the heck did. Not only did he have a bad start and propel himself backwards, but he also scored himself a 5-second penalty.
Me and Babyface are wondering about him. I'm worried about him, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. Let me know in the comments what do you think about Albon's future. Because
he's a very good driver. He really is. I wonder if psychologically we're seeing a different expression of pressure on him. Because Gasly, as you have stated in the past, Gasly, you felt like was overthinking stuff. He wanted to get it clean, super right, and he was being overly cautious. I wonder if Albon, knowing how he got the seat at Red Bull, if he is being overly aggressive. Right.
Overthinking in a way.
He's overcompensating.
Yeah.
And it's just not working out. I mean, I realize that some people may say it's hypocritical because Verstappen was crashing out, and yet Red Bull kept him.
They did.
But Verstappen, when he wasn't crashing, was also delivering results. He was pulling in close to podiums, if not a podium. Albon is being very aggressive, but not doing so well when an incident isn't happening or when it is happening. So I am indeed a bit concerned about him.
Yeah, I'm concerned as well. Again, Red Bull, he's doing well. He's doing good. But is that good enough for the Red Bull main team standard is my question.
They sound like they plan on keeping him. They've defended him, and half of me is really glad for that. Like, you know, give him a chance, because frankly, even though I felt like Pierre Gasly wasn't quite ready for Red Bull because I didn't like that move when they did it. I was just like,
he needs a little more time, yeah. He needs a little more time.
Because I really like Gasly too. I just didn't think it was going to be a right fit.
Right.
Albon, I really like Albon too. He's a very, very good talent.
Hey, very good young driver, yeah.
I'm saddened that it's not working out as soon as I thought it would start working out. And I realize maybe this is one of those things that you have to be patient with and see
you do.
when he can find his sweet spot. Yeah. At the same time, I'm a bit concerned because Max, let's face it, and Hamilton caught a bunch of heat. And I wasn't quite sure why he caught all that heat when he made a comment that it's hard for Max to be out there on his own and not have someone to back him up. And he really caught heat for that comment, and I was just like, I don't understand why he caught heat for that comment. He didn't mention Albon. He didn't say Albon was a crap driver. He didn't say Albon doesn't deserve a seat. That's not what he said. He said that the gap between Verstappen and his teammate is really big to where he's really out there on his own. And you and I talked about this in the review.
He said it on the radio. He's out there by himself, bored. He stated it. Verstappen stated it.
You and I have talked about this in the review of the last race. Verstappen's been out there on his own well over a year because Gasly couldn't keep up with him.
Right.
Albon right now is not being able to close the gap.
Right.
Verstappen is really a one-man team out there by himself. He's either sandwiched in between the Mercedes, or he's outrunning them trying to, keep a win for himself. So that's not a shot at Albon at all. That's just to say that Verstappen doesn't have any more support from his teammates right now. And Red Bull is struggling to find someone that can close that gap. Because let's face it, Bottas and Hamilton, when they are behind each other, if they have to back one another up, they will do it. It's helpful to have a teammate behind you that can maybe back up everybody else behind you. Verstappen doesn't have that right now. He's his defender, his attacker. He's his own little team.
You're right. To be honest with you, under his own admission, Verstappen has admitted in the middle races, I'm out here by myself on board. For me, when Hamilton says, I've realized with Hamilton, and I pointed this out to one of the guys commenting on the page, no matter what he does, people nitpick. He can say the sky is blue and it's really blue, and it's not, that's a shade of blue. They just nitpick. But I'm going to tell you, at the start of the race, this was going as normal. Then there was an accident.
K-Mag.
Safety car came out.
Yeah.
Hamilton was so far out front, he says, hey, safety car. At
this point, the safety car, when the safety car came out, Gasly was very lucky. He pitted right the lap before K-Mag went out.
Right, he did. Gasly did. So he did it right.
Yeah.
Hamilton was so far out, he said, okay, I'll pit.
Yeah, free pit stop.
Not realizing guys to the left, the pit lane was flashing. It was closed because where K-Mag's car was, instead of dragging it backwards, they wanted to push it forward.
And
which made sense.
I don't think any of us as the viewers, we realized what the heck was going on, because when I saw Hamilton go into the pits, I was like, oh yeah, free pit stop.
Everybody should come in, right?
Then I saw Sainz drive by and I was like, McLaren, what are you doing?
We stayed out. I was like, we're staying out?
No. And then I saw the other McLaren go by, and then I saw Bottas go by, and then I see Verstappen
Racing Points.
Go by,
you saw the Racing Points go by, yeah.
I'm like, are you guys mental? Why are you guys not coming in? And then I was like, oh no. The pit lane is closed. I don't think the pit lane has never been closed.
Listen, when I saw those people stay out, immediately I said, either they missed something or Mercedes made a blunder.
Yeah.
Out front. And what happened was, there's no sign at the entrance of the pit lane, babyface.
But at the same time, it's also, it's pointless to have a sign at the pit lane because if you put a sign there, you're already in the pit lane.
I think
so there's no there's no reason to put a sign up in the pit lane because if by the time you see it in the pit lane, you're already in the pit lane.
See, for me, and to that point, I think the issue was Hamilton and the rest of the drivers aren't used to looking over there to the left, right? Because when does the pit lane ever close, really?
I don't think it ever has. So it was just an unusual situation.
So he pulls in, he gets his tire changed.
Yeah.
And not only him, but his engineer missed it.
Yeah.
And so Mercedes just messed up. And then Giovinazzi comes in. I said, okay, man. I looked and Crofty they were like, yeah, listen, he's gonna get a stiff penalty. Not even 5 seconds. He needs something stronger. Sure enough. 10-second penalty came out for Giovinazzi. They waited on Hamilton because I think they were making the argument we couldn't see. The rest of the drivers saw it. 10-second penalty came out. Stop and go. And this came because then the session was red flagged because of the crash with Leclerc. Leclerc, thank you. Brain freeze, guys.
Yeah. And before that, you know what was just terrible? Is while we were trying to figure out if Hamilton, or I shouldn't say that, because I think everybody knew Hamilton was going to get a penalty. It was just a matter of how much were they going to give Hamilton. I see this red Ferrari drive through 2 foam barriers. And I was like, wait, did you just blatantly drive through?
That was Vettel.
His brake lines. Gone. He literally had to roll. He was rolling.
Yeah, he did. So guys, I couldn't believe.
So he wouldn't drive somebody over in the pit lane. He's rolling at glacial pace. And then
I couldn't believe it.
I have barely recovered from that. Leclerc crashes. And thankfully he was fine. But he had a nasty...
Now they said that was his fault. But still, I'm going to be honest with you. When I heard one of the commentators say, what is going on, Ferrari? He even said, he was like, since that penalty last year, you have totally become like the bottom of the barrel of the mid-pack.
Terrible.
So the red flag comes, everybody comes in. Hamilton gets out the car to go to argue his point, but he still gets a 10-second penalty. When I saw that 10-second penalty, I said, that race is now out of his hands. He's done.
Yeah.
He's done. He's going to literally, and I knew it, when he got that 10-second penalty, all the seconds added up, you lose about 30 seconds all in all.
Yeah.
In an F1 race, guys, you know, you've been watching it. If you've been watching as long as I have, she has, it's over. Your race is done. So I said, yep. And he was running so well. I said, man, this was his race. He was running well.
Also making it very exciting because at that point, the first 5 were all pretty green behind the ears still. They're all pretty newbies. Well, I shouldn't say that Sainz isn't a newbie, but you know, fresh blood is up front. I'm like, ooh.
Gasly. Guys. Pierre Gasly.
He showed out. And
during this time, after, I'm looking, Verstappen's now tumbling. Something's wrong with his car. And I've noticed that early on. So now you have both Ferraris out. K-Mag is out. Yeah. Right? So that's 3 Ferrari engine spec cars gone.
And then Verstappen gets pulled and retired because they suspected that his engine was going to die anyway, so they decided to pull him before that happened.
They did. And Albon's car, he's tumbling down. He starts tumbling. I said, something's going on with his car. But guys, unbeknownst to me, I'm looking, Lance Stroll has shot up.
Yep.
Lance, guys, you all know. If I'm wrong, I'll eat my words. Lance Stroll so far this year is like 4th or 5th in the points.
Yeah.
He's racing very well this year.
He is.
We've given him a hard time. Me and her have given him a hard time. Like, oh man, he just but he's running. He's running well.
Yeah.
And I'm looking. I'm like, Gasly could win this race, but then my Sainz is in 2nd, right? So as everybody gets back on the track, guys, as the laps go on, I see the black arrow of Mercedes of Hamilton start their charge back up. Guys start getting nervous. I said, oh no. If he makes his way back, because he's now starting to run fast lap times, I'm like, he may run out of laps. Guys, I don't know about you. Let me know in the comments. When you saw Hamilton coming back to the field, I said, you know what? I can hear it now. Get in there, Lewis. You've had a great race. And Lewis, guys, this is amazing. I didn't think we could pull it out. Thank everybody at the factory. Thank for all the hard work. I started having daydreams and nightmares at the same time. Then I thought of Bottas. Ha ha! Yes. Yes, guys. Ha ha! We did it. Good race, guys. I was scared. I didn't want to hear none of that. My McLaren boys were running good. Babyface. Babyface, we were running well. Norris was 4th. Behind Stroll. Sainz was 2nd. When I saw... But I also, Bottas, they were changing on the red flag. Let me digress. They started changing some parts on when he was under the red flag because of the collision he had on the opening lap. So something was wrong with his car. But even still, I said, you know what? If him and Hamilton link up and Hamilton makes his way through the field, makes his way past the 2 Renaults and catches up, babyface, I did not want to hear, get in there, Lewis. I didn't want to hear. I like to thank everybody back to the factory.
The team thought that P6 was optimistic. So I will say, I was like, ooh, if he keeps that up, if he catches them, because I was really wanting to see Sainz and Norris and them do well up front.
When he got past Ocon, I said he can catch Rick, and Rick's good. You
know who else was running amazing? And I hadn't realized how much I missed seeing his name up there.
Raikkonen. Kimi had a good run. He was running well. He just needs a car. Kimi can still drive. He needs a car.
Yeah.
And I was telling Babyface, this is selfish of me, but I'd love to see Kimi go to Mercedes.
You know what? That would be awesome.
I'm going to tell you guys, for me, when I saw my McLaren boys and we had a shot, I said, I would start looking, I got scared. I said, nah, Mercedes is charging. I didn't want to hear it. Get in there, Lewis. I didn't want to hear it. Ha ha. Yes. I didn't want to hear Bottas celebrating. I didn't want to see Toto Wolff with that same smile. And just knew I didn't want to see it. But guys, when I saw Gasly, I said, this kid's about to win.
Yes.
In an AlphaTauri, he's about to win.
In AlphaTauri. And so, I mean, the Italians really can't be mad. An Italian constructor finished up on the podium.
You know they didn't want to see. They wanted to see Ferrari. You know it.
Then maybe the Tifosi should switch over to AlphaTauri because they are performing much better.
Somebody called him the Defrazzi. I'm sorry. That wasn't me. I didn't throw the shot. They said they felt like because of Ferrari's blunder with their engine last year, basically they got caught cheating and told to stop. And they've now tumbled to the bottom of the midfield.
It was really bizarre not to see any Ferrari on the track.
When's the last time in Monza, guys, you've seen Mercedes, Red Bull, and Ferrari not in the top 3?
Hey.
This was good. This is what people wanted to see. You can't say this was boring because my guy, Babyface.
Second.
Now, I'm not going to be the guy that lies. I knew we were going to do it. Man, when I seen Hamilton charging Babyface, I said, oh, man, here they come. But listen, guys, we enjoyed that race thoroughly. I mean,
Gasly won.
Gasly. Pierre
Gasly came back.
If you're Horner, what are you thinking?
You know what? I was thinking that too, but I don't know if Pierre Gasly would have been able to pull that at Red Bull.
I think he stays there.
He does better at AlphaTauri.
What do you do with Kvyat?
I don't know.
Guys, in the comments, let us know what you think. What do you do with Kvyat? I know he's staying next year for sure. And Vettel, we talked about that. We're going to talk about this on our... Let's talk about it. We have time. Excuse me. We're going to talk about what do you do with Vettel. But guys, overall, the race was exciting. We enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it, Babyface.
Yeah.
Gasly won.
The poor kid looked so starstruck.
Did you see my McLaren boy, guys? Guys, I told you. I told Babyface in 2018 we would come back.
If you're Sainz, what are you thinking right now?
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later. I have a lot of thoughts about that. A lot more. Babyface. Remember I told you in 18 we were coming back and you laughed at me. You chuckled. Do you remember that, Babyface?
I'm still chuckling.
Alright. That's cool. We got a lot to prove apparently to Babyface. Even though we're having a good year.
It has nothing to do with them having to prove anything. It's just that you're funny and you're, little boyish dreams. Not to say that it's not going to happen.
She sneaks the shot like she just...
It's just you're adorable when
Thanks, Babyface. I just didn't want to hear I was scared. I said, man, if these two they weren't running, if they linked up, I was scared. But guys, we appreciate you tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe. Let us know what you think in the comments. What did you think about this race? For all the naysayers, this is boring. You got some excitement. This is what you all were looking for. Babyface was excited with the race. I was excited. I said, man, my boys did well. I had them I did have Sainz finishing second. So, wasn't surprised. Norris did well. So, guys, we appreciate you tuning in. Babyface, any closing remarks?
Go Gasly.
Yes. Yeah, he did his thing. He did his thing. Yeah, it was exciting. I'm excited to see what happens next week. My McLaren boys are coming back. Please don't forget, all the McLaren fans, show me some love. I'm going to show you some love. And we appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you next time.